Hi, welcome to KADYTV.com. I'm Mary Ann Rooney here with Commander Larry Vasquez. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. So this is a big week for you and getting settled to make a transition. So how are you holding up?
Doing okay. I think I've come to the realization that I didn't give myself enough white space in the calendar to do some personal things, but certainly meeting and greeting folks in the community is certainly a priority.
Yeah. So breathing is not overrated.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So remember to keep breathing and taking
Right.
in all of this. So you've done an amazing job connecting with the community, and I'm wondering, when you came here first, what did you think about the community and what were your goals in connecting?
Well, I had a good turnover with Jim McHugh, the previous captain of the base, and he said it was a wonderful community, and he was spot on. The support that not only NBVC receives, but all of the lieutenant commands on the base receive is second to none. As someone who has spent 9 years in and out of San Diego, which is a big Navy port, I've spent some time in Norfolk, Virginia. This was my 11th move coming here.
Wow.
I've seen a lot of Navy bases and seen a lot of communities, and this is certainly the community of choice, I think, for many of our sailors.
We're awesome is basically what you're telling us, right?
Yes, I took a long path to say you're awesome.
That's great. Well, you're part of the community now.
Mm-hmm.
You've been here for 3 years, and you're headed off to Naples, Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what you do in preparation to find out what Naples might be like?
Well, I've called the gentleman I'm going to relieve in the job there in Naples, Italy, and there's a Facebook page that gives you all the good and the bads about Naples, the pros and cons. But I think really the key is you've got to go in with a good attitude. You've got to be ready for change. Sometimes change is good. Sometimes change, and you got to go with it. And we're excited about the opportunity.
Yeah. So as you were researching it, was there something in the area that really piqued your interest in what you want to make sure that you see or do while you're there?
Well, the reality is I'm going to have a very busy job, so my wife and my mother-in-law will see a lot of the countryside. I will see it probably through the Facebook page and selfies. But no, everything in Italy, in Europe, is going to be a new experience for us, and we're excited.
That's great. So you've had 9 moves, right?
11.
11 moves.
Coming here, yeah,
Okay.
it's 12.
Have you ever tracked how many miles you've traveled with your family?
I have not. That's higher math. I don't think I'm ready for that.
I think you'd be fine. So, well, that's awesome. So as you were coming here, I'm sure you had some goals that you set out, and I'm wondering, did you accomplish all of those? And was there something you left behind undone at this point?
Oh, there's still a lot of work to do. I had a couple of goals. One was really to elevate the visibility of the base. A lot of folks know Point Mugu. They know Port Hueneme. But when we came together as Naval Base Ventura County, and that was in 2000, still some folks, even within the Navy, aren't aware of what Ventura County, at the Navy base part is.
Right.
So I spent some time trying to elevate the visibility of the base, and that was through some special events, just trying to get out, even to folks in San Diego, that while we are one installation, we're really one command with 3 installations that have very separate and diverse missions. So I think we did that. I think getting some of our leadership up from San Diego to actually come here and see what was going on was very, very eye-opening. We've got our Fire Scout unmanned system there that is coming here and is really the cutting edge of some of our technologies in the Navy. And we are a major research, development, testing, and evaluation base. There's only a couple of that in the entire Navy, but we have operational forces as well, and we have the 3 warfare centers. And that is a very, very unique set of tenants. And we've got over 80 tenant commands. So we continue to do great things. We continue to set the standard in many areas for not only the Navy, but the entire Department of Defense. And I'm very proud of that.
Well, you must have had a lot of fun with all of that diversity and in work and all the tenant commands and everything. It must have been very interesting for you to be here.
There was never a dull day here. I will tell you, right after I took command. I had taken some briefs and seen the golf course at Wainimi and
Seen it, not was on it.
I hadn't played it, but I went home and I told my wife, "Hey, the staff is great. Staff is awesome. I'm going to be playing golf a couple days a week. This is going to be a great tour, and we'll retire here." And then right after that, we had panga boats landing at San Nicolas Island. We had a Springs fire that caused me to evacuate the base. We had to go through sequester, unaccompanied children, and through it all, the staff was just resilient, and they took my initial guidance, which was let's get to yes. When a tenant command or the community asks us for something. There are rules that we have to live by, so I had to amend that to let's get to yes within the rules, to make that very clear that if we were going to come up close to the boundaries of a rule, that I was going to be the one that acknowledged that and said, okay, we're going to go, we're going to skirt that, or we're going to come up close to that, and we really.
Well, it's a wonderful attitude to have a collaborative spirit where you bring everybody together and really get to yes. I mean, that seems to be a shift in leadership these days. Do you find that within the Navy?
I think we try and do the best we can given the resources that we have. I think the challenges that we see, not only in the Navy but the entire Department of Defense, is that we've been given a mission, and we've been given a budget, and the budget sometimes doesn't match the mission. But we're not told what we shouldn't do, or what what are the priorities. Obviously, we know that the defense of the nation is priority number one. But we struggle with sometimes trying to prioritize the other things and what the nation doesn't want us to do. And I think different parts of the nation want different things. So that's one of the challenges. But we're in the customer service business. We are here to support our tenants, our deployable units, Hawkeye, Greyhound community, and the Seabees as they deploy forward, many times in harm's way. And we've got to be ready to do that and do everything we can to support them.
Well, as we pulled in this morning, we heard this airplane getting ready to take off, and we commented that was the sound of freedom. And we're lucky to have that here in our area. So I'm sure it's very interesting, the different communities that you have, and this is a little bit unique in that you're surrounded by farmland and some mountains, and so it probably makes it an interesting command for you to be here in Wainimi. So I'm wondering, does Naples have anything that's similar to this, where you've got some challenges, with the natural resources around, or is it surrounded by community?
Well, Naples is surrounded by community. Okay. The headquarters is actually at the Naples airport. Oh. But my area of responsibility, the command that I'm going to, is really responsible for all Navy bases in Europe, Africa, and Southwest Asia.
Oh, wow.
So there are 8 bases total. We're growing next year to 9. And just the geography itself is pretty daunting. But again, we've got a lot of good folks doing a lot of great things out there. And it's really going to be about supporting our partners, our services that are forward, because not only do we support the Navy, but we're also supporting Central Command, European Command, and Africa Command. So those are pretty big responsibilities.
There's been a lot of receptions for you, because we are going to be sad to see you go, and there's a lot of people who have appreciated your leadership here. I've heard a lot of people say, we're coming to sleep on your couch and come to visit in Naples. It seems like it's a prime placement for you.
Right. And we're excited about that. Again, we've made some lifelong friends here, so it's sad. I think there's only one place in the world that would have gotten me out of Ventura County, and that's Naples, Italy.
Well, there you go.
And, so we're excited.
Well, we are going to miss your leadership. We appreciate what you've done, opening up the community, and really connecting with the Navy base. I think with all the people that work here, that serve our country from here, it's a great way for us to be embedded and have the Navy embedded here in our community. So you've done a great job in continuing that. I know that Naples is getting a good leader. So our loss is their gain. So I hear that that you, when you came here, you ran into a couple people that were from your old neighborhood. Long time ago, old neighborhood.
I did. Fellow folks from the Bronx and New York greeted me the day I got here, and I thought, wow, this is a small world. And I think some people will say if you're from the Bronx or New York in the city, you're kind of a survivor, and certainly, again, lifelong friends.
That's great. Well, thanks for your leadership here. We wish you well in Naples, Italy. We might stop over and say hi.
I would welcome that. And again, thank you on behalf of all the men and women at Naval Base Ventura County for the support of the community. The Oxnard Harbor District has been wonderful to work with. All of the cities in Ventura County have been just outstanding. And I am not one of those folks that thinks that government, public service is not worthwhile, and certainly has its challenges, but I value public service, and some of the folks, the elected officials here, are doing a tough job, doing a great job, doing a tough job, and we really appreciate their support.
Here we are on KADY TV with Commander Larry Vasquez. We can say that for a little bit longer.
Yes,
Couple more days.
2 more days.